The big CNBC TV18 exclusive interview. Government must send stronger signals to private sector that it will back people who take honest risks. And that's the word coming in from Kotak Mahindra Bank's Uday Kotak. Speaking at the Growth Net event in Delhi, Kotak said that the centre must send clear signals to get animal spirits back to the economy. All this comes at a time when there is a big buzz of consolidation across the banking sector. Kotak went on to say that India's capital market must develop to an extent where one can undertake the hostile takeover of a well-entrenched domestic group. Take a look.
I think time has come for us to move to getting animal spirits back.
Yeah.
Okay? India has been in a zone where it is playing proper textbook cricket. Time is now to score the runs. And let's get the animal spirit back.
How do you get the animal spirits back?
And it's about firing imagination. We are in an amazing situation with enormous macroeconomic stability and now enormous political stability. The mix is perfect. We just need, sir, from you and all your colleagues in the government, some clear signals. We want the animal spirits back.
What clear signals? Clear signals, Mr. Kotak?
We want private sector to really go out there and create the jobs, because jobs will happen in the private sector, and we care.
No, but what are the clear signals? You just spoke about the macroeconomic stability, the political stability. So what signals do you want from the government to get the animal spirits back?
The clear signals are, we encourage private sector to go out and take the risks. We will back it. I think there is also a challenge in the banking sector which needs to be addressed head-on.
So what would you like the government to do about the NPA problem?
I think the government can do a lot of things. I think maybe the right person to answer is the government itself.
Well, I don't know if it's the right minister to answer that question, but Mr. Javadekar, you want to take a shot at that, sir?
No, but one thing is very clear. Our roadmap for even addressing the very vexed issue of NPA is also clearly mentioned in the budget. Now we have a perfect lineup for... Our institutes are not collapsing, but they will be funding more. But industry needs also to pick up, and there has to be a problem-solving mechanism where things have stuck up.
So
genuinely.
You give me a cricket analogy. This is tennis, sir. You're saying we need the government to give us signals. The government is saying we need the private sector to get moving. So this is like you're walling the ball to him.
No,
he's
it's
walling
not
it
walling.
back to you.
It's not walling. It's a joint play. You can't play to the wall.
No, but Mr. Kotak, seriously, I mean, what will it take? There is an issue, and I'll come to Henry in just a second. There is an issue of broken private sector balance sheets, which the government has little capacity at this point in time to try and address. We don't know what they will finally decide to do as far as NPAs are concerned. But what specific signals do you want?
I think the time has come if that some of the players in the team who used to perform at one point of time from the private sector you need to have a new set of players. Let's get a new set of players and make sure that we grow. And I think that's the time has come. And many of us in business have to really say, we have to really move on our side. And I can say, as a private sector banker, we are ready to go out there, take some more calculated risks, focus on going out there and lending to help the economy grow, while the public sector banks and others sort themselves out. I mean, that's what we can do. And I would request people in business to go out there and take risks rather than worry what will happen behind the back.
Would that risk also mean looking at other banks?
You must come out of the comfort zone which was there for some people in license quota Raj.
The license Raj has been over long ago, sir. But Mr. Kotak, will the risk that you just spoke about also take into consideration acquisition and mergers of banks with yourself, sir?
Shireen, I can't talk about rumors and speculation. All that I can say is the time has come for us to move forward and be bold.
Okay.
Okay, and there will be challenges in sectors. I mean, you're seeing telecom sector going through its challenges and moving forward. I mean, that's what we need across the board, and make things happen. And I'm sure it's happening in pharmaceuticals, it's happening in various sectors. We have to change India for the better.
If I could just, Mr. Kotak, get you to respond to the issue on capital market reforms. I mean, this is a great period and a great time as far as the Indian stock markets are concerned. We've seen a flush of liquidity. Foreign flows continue to look very, very strong. The next phase now, as far as the Indian capital market reform stage is concerned, what would you advocate?
I think India is actually made a lot of progress on capital market reforms. And we just need to make sure that we stay the course and focus on ensuring that the minority shareholders continue to get enough protection. And frankly, I would love to see the M&A market in India develop further. And maybe a time has come where we should see some hostile takeovers as well. We've not seen them for a long time in this country. And
are you sending us signals?
No, I'm not sending any signals. In my view, a true development of a capital market is when there are people who are out there and who are ready to do hostile takeovers of entrenched Indian groups. And I don't see that yet. So if we reach there, that's the true development of a vibrant, open, and a fair capital market. And that is a journey which will be a test, if and when it happens, to see the true development of markets.
The one immediate reform and the one long-term reform. And when I say immediate, I mean next 12 to 24 months, and one long-term reform that you believe the government needs to take forward.
I think it's about jobs, in the both short-term and long-term. And I think if strong signals are given to private sector that they are welcome to grow and grow fearlessly and openly in a society, that will be very, very useful as a very important short-term signal which you can translate to saying animal spirits. In the long run, I think it's about hard and soft stuff. Soft stuff is things like getting our educational system, getting our fundamentals of our the whole legal system and all the areas which you need a soft infrastructure for a soft power get in place. And on the hard stuff, infrastructure, projects, deepening of financial markets, these are the things which I would say is long-term.
May I ask you what private sector is afraid of, Mr. Kotak?
I'm not saying it's afraid of. I'm saying government needs to give stronger signals to say, we welcome you taking risks and we will back people who take honest risks. That's all, and strongly acting on that. That's all I said.